Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's on-page SEO video, I'd like to share with you some website structure tips that will certainly help you increase your rankings. So I've actually had this question quite consistently as far as setting up silos and silo structure, and is it a benefit and is it not, and how do I do it? What's the best way to do it? So what I really want to share with you today is about website structure and on-page SEO, but a underlying major tip that's so simple, but it's everything when setting up structure, especially in a silo structure. So that's exactly what I want to walk you through today. I'd like to explain it, maybe answer some questions for you as well. So first and foremost, we'll discuss this in two separate ways. And firstly, I want to state this. So when we're talking about a silo, all right, just so everybody's on the same page here, what we're really discussing about here is our main topic, right? So the main topic we could say is dogs, all right? So that's top level. Now this would be our home page and all of the other pages that come along with the home page, about us and everything along with that. Now, our top level, this is a home page. Our top level category is going to be dogs. All right. Now, when we start talking about other types of dogs, right, our primary idea and our secondary ideas, we could talk about greyhounds, we could talk about dachshunds, we could talk about, German shepherds, whatever the case is. This is when we would have our other types of dogs. All right. So I want to, we could put, this could be a greyhound. All right. So greyhound, this could be whatever other types of dogs. All right. We're talking about all of these different dogs. All right. Now, these are secondary ideas, right? Or supporting content to the main topic, right? So here's our homepage. Off of that is our dog page, which is right here. All right. And then off of that is supporting ideas. Now, this is where the trouble lies. And now let me explain this over here in WordPress. All right. Because this comes up quite frequently. I want to make sure I address this. So in WordPress, what I'm talking about here is the parent-child relationship. It's within the right-hand panel when you are filling out your information. It's within the site structure bar or permalink structure in the right-hand side. You can have parent, right? And then you have child, and you could put like number 1, number 2, number 3, the order. So you would have, your main pages, which are up here, right? Your home page, about us, locations, service page, and contact us, right? Off of that, this is your top level menu, right? We're talking about WordPress. This is going to be the parent, right? So this is a parent page, right? So you know what I should do? I should write, here's what I'll do. It's a parent page, all right? And it's dogs, okay? So this is the top level page. This is the parent page, and it's all about dogs. Now, what you would do is in different orders, right, as the child, what we're going to do is we're then going to talk about different types of dogs. It only makes sense. You could include them all, but we want these pages to rank separately and or support the main topic. Because on dogs, generally, we're talking, this top level page could be something that we're selling. This could be, just look at it as a category page. Then underneath it, we could talk about our different types of dogs. All right. So we have this, we have this, we have this, and we have this. Okay. So top level, this could be number 1, this could be number 2, number 3, and number 4. Now, this is one structure. Okay. Now, here's what I want to cover. Now, when we're talking about website structure and on-page SEO, all right, here, let's come over here, because one of the ideas that I really want to cover now, this would be, almost a basic structure. Now, when we're talking about siloing, all right, and we're gonna stick to a main concept. We won't talk about we won't bring in WordPress. We're just going to talk about a main topic, because the main takeaway that I want to give you today is that you need to finish the evolution. And then there's also floating silos, and I've talked about this in the past. All right. Let me cover that. I just want to talk about a lot of on-page and some questions that have been coming up is really the objective of the video and the live stream. I want to cover all those little questions that I've been receiving. So here's what I'll do. Let's come back up here and let's talk about the floating silo concept, okay? Because this way we can make it all make sense. Now, on WordPress, for a floating silo to make it work, okay, it's all about the URL. So as you can see here, we have our homepage, and then we have our top level, which is dogs. So this would be https:// right? yourwebsite.com/ parent page is dogs, okay? And then usually there would be a forward slash, and then you would put your, that's the parent is dogs, and then all the child columns, you would actually put it in the top level menu as, greyhound or whatever animal that it is, okay? Now, instead of actually having the parent-child relationship, all you are simply doing is when you create page 1, you're not literally putting it in the main menu navigation bar as a child parent or a parent child. You're literally writing it into the perma structure. So instead of making the association, you're literally just writing it out when you set up your permalink structure. So that way you could have 1, 2, 3, 4. This would almost be like a 1A. We could look at it that way, right? 1A. Oh, I didn't know it did that. That's pretty cool. This would almost be like a 1A if you were to draw this into here. Let me see here. Let me see what's going on with this. All right. So this would be like 1A. I would just literally draw it in here. I would put a / and then I could write in whatever I want and still have the main parent-child relationship. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. Now, again, I want to go back to the main topic and what I really wanted to cover, because this came up when I talked to a gentleman the other day as far as structuring. All right. Now, let me cover this with you. So, and we're really just going to touch on the fact of the silo. All right. So I can make it make more sense for the gentleman that asked, and hopefully this can help you. Okay. When you're setting up your pages, all right, if you have this and this is your home page, like we talked about before, home page, about us, okay, this is your, locale page, this is your contact us page, okay? Off of that, we can say that we have our blog, okay? And then off of our blog or our content, we have a top level category. All right, a top level category, aka a parent page if you're utilizing WordPress. So this top level category, and we'll stick with the same exact thing as dogs. Okay. Now, when we're creating our silo structure, and this is the question that I get all the time, you'll create your supporting content. Okay. Now, I want to make an illustration to make this very simple. It's a simple concept, but it's came up a lot, and I want to make sure that you gather this. So I'm creating the secondary keywords, right, to the main topic. These are silos, supporting ideas to the main idea, or supporting content to the main idea. It helps the main page or the main top level category page rank higher. This is the idea. Now, what I see a lot of is this page links to this page, right? Let's make this a little skinnier so I can draw in here a little bit better. All right, this page links to this page. This page links to this page, right? These are all linking to one another, okay? Which is perfectly fine, and that makes a ton of sense. Now, like I drew up above, a lot of people will each page is listed on here, whether it's in a sidebar or whatever the case is, right? This is a very common thing. All of these pages are linking to one another, and all of these pages link back up. But really, and the point that I really want to get to is, and this is just another way, and I want you to be able to utilize this the most. Let's take the same exact concept, but we have our dogs, right? And then we write about our supporting content, right? So we have our supporting content here, supporting content here, 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 and here, all right? All of these are linking to one another, but instead of everything else, one page is supporting the next. This is the silo in a chain. If I were to draw it this way, this could be the main level page. This is dogs. And all of these link up, and only one is going to link back instead of all of them, right? This is just another way to do it. I have yet to see a benefit of, of one better than the other. I think that both of them are perfectly fine, but creating content that is not going to support the main article, I wouldn't be doing that. And that's really the main concept and the idea that I want to get across is always be linking back to the top level page that you're trying to rank within the silo. All right. I do think that maybe perhaps linking them all together and then linking them all up is non-beneficial, as in creating the top level page. This is the ranking page, the page that I want to rank. And then I create my articles, and all of these are linking to one another, right? In a silo format, linking up, and only one page is linking back to here. I think that ideally this would be the structure that I would want to follow. All right? Ideally. And that's really it. I really just wanted to cover that as far as the floating silos and as far as the silo structure. Structure is structure. I don't think that there's any advantage as long as search engines are able to read the content, right? As long as they're able to get to it, I would not seclude, if these are all supporting articles, I wouldn't just link all of these together without linking them to a top level category page. So if this is dogs, I wouldn't just write articles in a blog and not want to bring it up here to a top ranking page. It is really the concept. Because I've seen a ton of pages, they've written a ton of content, but it's not linking to the page that they want to rank or the top level category. And I just wanted to clarify that. For some, this may be simple. For others, I hope that this has helped you. I have a couple minutes here before I have to hop on a call. Let me see if there's any questions at all. I'd love to answer them. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. I was really clarifying this for two people in particular, but I wanted to do it so I could explain it to them and to you. All right. Do you have any questions for me briefly before I hop on a call? If not, that's perfectly fine. If you do, please go ahead and leave them in, Chris. It was a great and fun stream with Craig. Thank you, Lee Wild. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream. I'm glad that that could be beneficial to you. I might hop on later. I'm wrapping up a current training as far as for links. So I might record another little promo video. I'm not sure yet, but I'm wrapping that up. I'll probably be done. I'm gonna try to finish it tonight. I should be done tonight is what I'm guessing. All right, so Media Bay, please go ahead. Feel free to go ahead and ask any questions that you might have. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks, Chris. Jeremy, never a problem. I hope that clarified things for you. Anybody have any questions? If not, that's perfectly fine. All right, so excellent. Well, I guess that it's been an absolute pleasure. So you mean you start with dogs? I'm just using that as an example. But what I'm getting at is really this, just to re-clarify. So I create ideally a page that is going to match the SERP as far as on page, right? I'm answering a question and or the questions that have been answered and questions that have not been answered. I'm also this is my piece of content that is the top level idea. And then what I see is, ladies and gentlemen will create these pages, right? And these are all linking to one another, right? And they're all coming up here. Okay? Now, I would recommend more so if we're going to follow more of a silo structure, that I would have my top level page, the ranking page here, right? That I have one supporting idea that comes in, this is a link from here to here. And then all of my other pages, right, are like this. All right. And then these are linking together. So these are all linking together. And really, it's one or the other. You want to make almost like a loop. If you think of it this way, you're looking at, as a bot is coming in, you're forcing them down into the silo, and then they have to come back up. It's really the only way that I can explain it. You want to force them. That's why I like doing it down. Top level page, supporting idea, another idea to support that. The bot comes in, they're like, okay, here's the page. Oh, here's a link, here's a link, here's a link. Wait, we have nowhere to go. They got to come back out, right? That's really the objective here, all right? So hopefully that clarifies it for you. And really at the end of the day, and what I'm getting at is, it's not overcomplicated. Don't overcomplicate it for yourself. It's very, very simple. That's why I wanted to make it, just to lay it out. If you're watching, you know exactly who asked. And as far as for WordPress, the parent-child floating silo concept, I wanted to go ahead and explain that as well. Try not to use subcategories. The shorter the URL, the better for rankings. Have the floating supporting pages, as Chris says. And yes, Jeremy, but I don't want to leave that. I consider that not saying anything against you, but that's almost misinformation. There are countless SERPs that have a quite long URL that are ranking quite well. For instance, in a particular niche that we are having the competition in for digital marketing, Las Vegas agency, they have the whole name plus internet services / that whole string, and every single site is following that format. That's one format. I've seen quite long. It really depends on the SERP. So you make a point there, but I would really take a look and analyze the competition before structuring my page. When you're coming into a particular niche, you should already have the structure in your mind laid out. Like, okay, here's my top level pages that we really want to rank. Here's our supporting ideas, and then you have all of your filler pages. So I would be laying out that structure, whether it's an Excel or a Gantt chart, which is what I use. I've seen gentlemen, lay out the whole structure, spin the content, and do everything in Excel, which was phenomenal. But for me, I'm a visual guy. I do a Gantt chart. I'll lay out, okay, here's my pages. Here's the word counts. Okay, here's the densities I need to meet. Here's the images I need to meet. Here's how many paragraphs. Here's how many headings. Okay, here's how much. Every single piece has been laid out and structured within the Gantt chart. And then I'm like, okay, now we're going to start building our content. So, and I do it in waves. I do it in pieces. But you're right. But I just want to make sure that people don't limit yourself to the URL. It's not necessarily important to have a super short URL. Maybe, in 2010 or 11, but I think it's dependent upon the SERP, and having the keywords in the URL is very important. So enough about that. The supporting pages, will be blogs or articles. Normally, Teresa, should the blog articles be linking out to other places? Teresa, I think that it is when we're talking about the silo, the silos aspect is going to be to support the main topic and or idea or main ranking page. So the supporting articles within the silo, I wouldn't necessarily link out. I would be utilizing these for internal linking and to link up to the main topic and or idea page. Now that main ranking page, the page that we really want to rank, right? Because we would be building links to the bottom of the silo or into the silo and of course to the ranking page. But that ranking page, it is definitely beneficial to have outbound links to authority sites or authority sites in your niche. So that could be a variety of different sites. But linking out, that's how the web works. I think it's definitely something that Google wants to see. All right, so hopefully that helps you. Teresa, definitely link out, just not on the supporting articles. Yep, agreed, it's niche relevant. Absolutely. Ken, hey, Ken, how are you, brother? Lee Wild, is it okay to have links to Cornerstone content page from homepage if there is already main navigation menu pointing to the Cornerstone content page? I think if the majority of your links, right, because homepages are generally one of the strongest pages, right? Now, if you have a particular page that you really want to rank, then having it within the header and or the footer and then having a contextual link maybe in a sidebar or something contextually that's linking to a page that means a lot to you, because by you having it inside of the content, the body of content in the header, the footer, you're really signaling to Google to say that, hey, this page means a lot to me, right? So I don't think that it's a negative, but I think that you shouldn't be doing it, consistently. But if it's something you really want to rank and it's a high conversion page for you, then I would consider doing it. Yes. Teresa says, would it be okay to send backlinks to the supporting content? Surely. Yes. I think that you should send links into the silo and the silo pages, but I would focus my most powerful and highest density of anchor text to the page that I want to rank the most. So hopefully that helps you, Teresa. I actually need to take a call. So I will have to hop off for now. If anybody has any further questions, feel free to go ahead and ask in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them. I need to jump off. If you need, to talk with me on a more private basis, feel free to go over to the site. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I answer all questions. And it's been an absolute pleasure. That time went a lot quicker than I thought it would. So, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, Lee. What with external links like Yelp, for example, on my page? Should they be no follow? I would be utilizing anything that's going out. Anything that's not internal, I would probably no follow. But, if it's something that's an authority page, I may send at least 1 or 2 do follows off of the page. But generally, you want to retain that page integrity, the power of the page. So I think an external is okay, but majority of them that are outbound will be no follow unless you really want to make that association. But you have to remember, Google is following every link. That's its job. It's a spider. So regardless of the directive that you give, doesn't mean that they're not going to crawl and follow a link when they see hypertext. It's what a spider does. That's its job. So hopefully that helps you. Ken, thank you. William, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope that for you, I hope that this has been helpful. All right, so I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Many blessings, and have a wonderful night. I'll see you in the next one.